Yellows, everybody, and welcome to a very unique call on narcissism. This is actually like a bonus call in a package for money work. So while we understand what's going on with narcissism, we're also going to be spending time on what narcissism, narcissistic abuse is doing to our money. Although those of y'all living with a narcissist, dealing with narcissistic abuse, already know that it drains us of everything, including money. But first, travel with me to thousands of years ago, where a story is told of Narcissus, a gorgeous young man who everyone fell in love with. Men fell in love with him, animals fell in love with him, trees fell in love with him, women fell in love with him. Everyone wanted him, and he had suitors wherever he went. But he himself loved no one back. He was disdainful, he was rude, he was insensitive, and for some reason or the other found ways to spurn and reject those who were wanting to be with him. One day, at a riverbed, he saw his own reflection and fell in love with it. He tried to hug it, he tried to grab it, but of course, it was a reflection in a still river, and that was not possible. So he just lay down there and kept staring at himself. He started pining and longing for himself. He stopped eating, he stopped drinking, and he spent all his remaining years just looking at himself. He wasted away into nothingness, and ultimately, when the forest nymphs who mourned for him because they also longed for him, and they were also in charge of making sure that the forest was always going through its recycling cycle. When they came to take him, there was nothing left there except a flower, which is also known till today as a narcissus flower. The narcissus flower is more popularly known to us as the daffodil. And this folklore from thousands of years back from Greece, it was finally understood to be applied to human beings in 1898. In 1898, the term narcissist came into being, and in 1995, narcissistic abuse was accepted as a behavior, as was the term PTSD. Everybody knows PTSD? Post-traumatic stress disorder? Is everybody familiar with PTSD? Post-traumatic stress disorder came into understanding and existence. Punita, not Nargis, my love. Narcissus, daffodil. Is daffodil your favorite flower? And that's all right. It can be your favorite flower. It contains the best, where the forest loved him so much that even though he was so mean and nasty to everybody, a flower stayed back where he was. Like there was still love in how he was treated. So Nargis has a fragrance. Daffodils don't have a fragrance. PTSD came into our human terminology and understanding because of the Vietnam War. In World War II, the average age of the soldiers was 22. In Vietnam, it was 19, meaning 14-year-olds were being sent to war. So PTSD is when you've gone through so much trauma that there is an entire set of symptoms you're still living with. Hypervigilance, unable to sleep, unable to relax, unable to talk properly, unable to hold on to relationships or jobs, unable to hold on to money, you're jumpy, nervous, restless all the time. CPTSD is complex PTSD, and CPTSD came into being with the understanding of narcissistic abuse, that narcissistic abuse is worse than having gone through the Vietnam War. What a narcissistic abusee goes through is that terrifying and that big. For all of us who have suffered at the hands of a narcissist, and there is nobody on earth who hasn't, and in the next few minutes you will know why. Nobody can escape some amount of narcissistic abuse. In narcissistic abuse, unlike war, we are stripped of our dignity and self-worth. We live as though we have no rights. We develop various OCDs. If we have children, guaranteed those children have some sort of mental disorders, and we never feel safe enough or confident enough to take our own actions. Take a look at your life and tell me if this is true for you. Like Madhu says, true. Zeddy says, at age 25, I decided not to have children because of what you said. Absolutely. So we make very extreme decisions and then we maintain them because that is the way in which we find some amount of sanity. Deborah says, yes, getting better after being divorced. Kalpana says, true. Sudesh says, I had OCD. And Punita says, do narcissists love looking at themselves in the mirror? Often. Yes, it is one of the giveaways. Parul says, on anxiety and stress mode 24/7, unexplained pain in the body, doubt our own existence, failure on all sides, hopeless all the time. Within 10 years of marriage, I don't want to have any family. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Suma also says, yes, in many ways true, showed in most aspects of my life. And Romy also agrees. The tragedy of narcissistic abuse, like all abuse, is that we first begin with denial. And we also begin with wanting to take care of the narcissist. Again, take a look at your lives. We stick up for the narcissist. We defend the narcissist. We want to help the narcissist. We want to explain to the narcissist. We want to change the narcissist. We want to save the narcissist. It is a terrifying power game that ultimately robs us of ourselves. Nobody here who's gone through narcissistic abuse, because unlike war, narcissistic abuse is an ongoing abuse system. How much of you do you feel like? Do you feel like you? Like on our Telegram group, Gitanjali and Kadambari mentioned how they were one of the best in their field. And now they've faded away. Now it's like they're hollow versions of themselves. They are not themselves anymore. And I have no doubt that both of them, all of us, we have all done this. Try and change the narcissist, because we didn't know one of the most important understandings when dealing with a narcissist. You cannot win. You will not win. Everybody, please tell me this is sinking in. You cannot win. You will not win. This is not just a losing battle, it is a losing battle for us. When the hope and ego takes over, remember these words. You cannot win, you will not win, and you can die trying. Even if you learn to play the games, because narcissists play incredible games. Nobody can play games like a narcissist. So in living with one, you have also learned to play games. Either you will move into avoidance or you will learn to play the game. But this game, if we learn to play it or have learned to play it, it will come at a huge price. Absolutely, Kalpana. You only suffer and can't change him or her. There is no gender to narcissism, but let it sink in. You cannot win. You will not win. Even if your desire is coming from the ego savior disorder, which is, I will save them, I will heal them. They need me. They can't manage without me, because a narcissist plays the game at two levels. One is the emotional blackmail. मेरा क्या होगा अगर तुम नहीं होगे? I can't do this without you. You're the only one in my life. You're the only one who understands me. You're the only one who can make this happen. They will emotionally blackmail by putting you on a pedestal. And the other game is the game of abuse. Break you down, strip you down, render you naked and helpless, shivering, cowering, hoping somebody will understand you, hoping somebody will take mercy on you. Absolutely, Deborah. Relentless, because this is their life. This is how they know how to live. And even in that moment where you think, oh my God, they need me, I'm so important, I actually have some self-worth, I actually mean something to them, I am going to help them. In that moment also, I am seeding a seed. You cannot win. You will not win. Please absorb this, my lovelies. Because both ways we are trapped. If we buy into the lie that we are so important to them, we won't go. Once, of course, the abuse begins, in abuse, in any case, we don't leave because we are so scared. It seems easier to stay than to go. It seems easier to know what they might do than keep looking behind our shoulder if we do go. PTSD is so strong, it makes us stay. Like Pat says, I make excuses for him, thinking I'm overreacting. Yeah, we defend them. We all know what we did in the first stages of the relationship. You know how you spoke about him or her to your family, to your friends. What did you say? Do you remember? Do you remember the pedestal they were put on? And Nidhi says, what's there in us that we attract them? I'm coming to that. I am coming to that. The law of attraction, of course, is very simple. The narcissistic part of us attracts narcissists, but there is another reason, my lovelies. And here is where I will remind you of the Karmic Light Warrior call that took place on the Mystic Lotus Training Summit just a couple of months back. The call in its full glory is up on YouTube. It's on my channel as well as the Mystic Lotus channel. But here is the thing of this game. Half of us, and you will understand this better from that call, half of us, some of us is animal and some of us is human. That our evolution as human beings has to do with lessening the animal part and enhancing the human part. Narcissists are predators who just want what they want with no sense of consequence for the other. And when they latch on to a prey, exactly like an animal, they will keep devouring the prey till the prey is no more. The game in narcissistic abuse is a game between giver and taker, predator and prey. All of us have been takers somewhere or the other. All of us have been narcissists, narcissistic somewhere or the other. Each and every one of us has had a bite of hot food without consequence that it will burn our tongue, where we just want to grab what we want to grab without any sense of consequence. But this is about a full-blown narcissist. The narcissistic personality disorder, which is what creates the abuse, which is what creates the CPTSD, complex PTSD, is really what we are looking at. Think about the narcissist in your life. Like Deborah says, he's remarried, but he still tries because predator will not stop till the prey is completely devoured, till there's nothing left that he or she can get from the prey. And this animal part of us, one animal part predator, one animal part prey. The human part of us is the part of us that looks for a way out, because in the animal kingdom, a prey might get lucky, but nothing else. No deer caught under the trap of a lion can think, let me give a decree, let me use word medicine, let me ask somebody for Reiki. That human part of us reaches out for help and receives it and gets it. But this other part of us that does not know that it is exhibiting a prehistoric game between predator and prey, that part of us needs light. That part of us needs upgrading. That part of us needs evolution. So once you have thought of the narcissist in your life, and you can have more than one, as soon as you've thought of this person, if you have more than one, choose the first one that comes to your mind. And Zeddy says, emotionally empty towards my sister, so I forgot she exists. Even if she reconnects weird ways, I'm not reacting. But have you taken away something from yourself in not allowing you to feel what you feel? Because avoidance is a coping mechanism, but avoidance means you will also avoid other things in your life. You cannot only avoid one thing and not have it spill over, so you might end up avoiding money. You might end up avoiding happiness. Because you see, one of the things, the narcissist, and the narcissist is the abused one, the prey. One of the things the narcissist learns is that I must not look happy. I must not reveal my happiness. Nobody must find out I'm happy, because for the predator, for the narcissist, to see the prey happy, smiling, singing, dancing, receiving is a call to attack. And Dr. Kirti says, can a person develop narcissist behavior later in life? Previously, she was sensitive. Yes, because givers, tired of the giving, can become takers. At the same time, the development in later life has to do with a parental program. I will come to parents and family. First, my lovelies, take a look at who is the narcissist, who is the biggest narcissist. Let me put it one way, because there will be more than one. The moment you have realized who is the narcissist, close your eyes and let the answer pop into your head. Which animal is the narcissist? Which animal is you? What kind of predator is the narcissist? What kind of prey are you? Kulpreet says, I'm a rabbit and he's a crocodile. Excellent. Excellent that the answer came so rapidly, and the answer will just pop in. You will know. Because our karma has to do with our past lives, but in our past lives, we were also animals. And there are programs that continue to play out, because in the evolution of humanity, where from the single-celled organism of bacteria and fungus and viruses, we are complex multi-celled organisms. This part of us is still taking time to evolve. So in the meantime, we are continuously replaying the predator-prey game. Excellent. How many of y'all are getting it so rapidly? Superb. Superb. And Punita, yes, they do plot so much, but because it is part of their brain wiring, it comes to them very naturally. Relationship Chanakya-giri. Chanakya-giri was a very intelligent senator in a court. I'm not calling him a wise man, I'm saying intelligent. He was brilliant. But his cleverness gave rise to all of these strategies and plotting. First I'll say this, then I'll say that, then I'll do that, then I'll say this, then I'll call her mother, then I'll call her sister, then I'll call her friend. That Chanakya-giri relationship, narcissists have it down to a game. They have it down pat. And Sharmishta says, me eagle, narcissist is tiger. And Gitanjali agrees that one of the biggest call to attacks is if you're feeling good about yourself. She stopped makeup and smiling. Payal says, fear to be happy around my husband as I know I will be in danger for a few days. Suma says, I realized this when all our celebrations, birthdays, anniversaries were being ruined by my mother. And Romy says, they make it appear as if so concerned and mean, good of you, but at the end it's all about their ways. Yes, it is all about their own reflection, their own image. It is all about showing a face to you, showing a face to the public. Because when they start calling other people to make their army bigger in their attack against you, they're always playing the victim card. They're always playing the she is like this, she is like that card, or he is like this, he is like that card, where I am the one who's suffering. Gitanjali says, cheetah and deer, and it's so telling, Gitanjali, that you use the word cheetah. Is he a cheater as well? Tiger, rooster, bear, dog, tiger, same person, that's Romy. Crocodile, antelope, wolf, sheep or goat, wolf and cow, wolf, elephant, deer, hyena, nightcrawler, rabbit, snake, cow. And Yogita says, even taking their name makes me sad because my love for them was so from the heart and innocent. Absolutely. We all get into it in that innocence only. Not to mention that a narcissist in the initial path will say anything because narcissists lie. That's part of their game. They lie very easily and they have a tendency to lie. They will lie to tell you how special you are. They will lie that they're going to change. They will lie that they will not do the same thing again. You cannot win, Kadambari. As an expectation, it is an expectation that will take you towards doom. It will send you straight into the abyss and make you believe that you can never come out of it. You know the animal because you'll close your eyes, see the animal they are, the animal you are. And Vandana says, I read somewhere that empaths and narcissists have the same wound basically. That's why they're so attracted to each other. Well, one is a giver, one is a taker. So it's a match made in hell. Like Suma said, since I'm in a no contact situation, she now plays the property card of my father to get to me. They'll find a way. If they have access to you, they'll find a way. Punita says, my husband does it very subtly in public. Only I can feel it. Folks think he's complimenting, but I know he's being sarcastic. Yeah. And this is also that cleverness that nobody else should be able to point a finger at them. They should point a finger only at you. But he's always complimenting you. What are you saying? He's so nice to you. And Anjali says, I always imagine my husband as the soul-sucking dementor. This word, soul-sucking, is the fantastic description of narcissistic abuse. For all of y'all living with it, for all of y'all who've lived with it, you can feel its reality, right? Soul-sucking, draining, constant stress, constant CPTSD, constantly don't know when you'll be ambushed and attacked, constantly don't know when they will demand something else or when they will make it a wrongness of you. And Vicky says, predator is mama bear, prey is little bear. Is it okay if it's the same animal, just at different ages? It is okay, Vicky. But the thing that is happening here, and please check and tell us if that's true, is that you're learning to play the game. And Batu says, I can relate this to my mother-in-law. And Sidesh says, this is all done, making army and all. Absolutely. Yes, sucks out the will to live. You want to die, and they want you to die. That is why you cannot win, my lovelies. The predator will not stop till the prey is dead, till you have nothing left to give. Till you have something left to give, they will suck it out of you. Nidhi says, when you understand this, you become lonely. What to do now? Nidhi, flow with us. We're understanding that this problem is a real problem. And I've asked you an answer, which is the animals. Which animal? We are getting to the solution parts. Absolutely. Constant anxiety and solar plexus, and constant guilt also, and constant shame also, for no rhyme or reason. Why should you be guilty because you were happy? Why should you be guilty because you asked for some money? Why should you be guilty because you asked for some positive attention? Why should you be guilty because you wanted a compliment? Why should you feel guilty because you just wanted to feel a little hugged and safe? Why should you feel guilty because you dressed up? Why should you be ashamed of who you are? Why should you be ashamed that you want more money? Why should you be ashamed that you have ambition? Why should you be ashamed for who you are? Vicky, the game we are learning to play is the game of the predator, of the narcissist. When we have animals in the same, when we show up as animals of the same family or the same kind of animal, we are learning to play the game. Like we are also learning to say certain things, be sarcastic back, be passive aggressive back. We're also learning. So, absolutely, Sonal. We all feel sick. We have all felt sick, and some of us are still in this sickness. Yes, Parul. They enjoy seeing us in a mess by gaslighting. Have seen them smirk when I'm bursting. Yeah, they feel pleased when you are in distress. They feel pleased when you are suffering. There is a sadism in the narcissist, in the predator, and there is a masochism in the prey, because we are staying. We are still open to them. They still have a way to reach out to us. Dr. Radha says, are they schizophrenic too? Nice in front of strangers, totes abuse in private. This is very much them. This is not schizophrenic behavior. This is them. Nice in front of strangers so that the strangers always think well of them. So that when you tell a stranger, this is what she did, they can turn around and say, but she was so nice. It is a very subtle form of manipulation that other people won't believe you when you talk bad about them. Absolutely, Satpreet. Long list of health issues and psychological issues, because the narcissistic abuse, when it becomes physical, it is psychotic and psychopathic abuse. But just by the narcissists themselves, without physical abuse, it is psychological abuse. So in our head, we get completely messed up. Gaslighting is another favorite tool. Didn't you say that you would call them and remind them to send the car at this time? No, I never said that. When did I say that? You're making things up in your head. But that day when your sister said, no, she never said that. Like your head gets messed up. Like Siddesh says, after leaving my home, I tried to practice many stuff to recover. It's been more than a year. I'm confident some days, down some days. There is no end till this time the wound bleeds. And it will take a little longer, Siddesh. Because you see, it's psychological. For everybody who's doing this on their own, without help from a professional, kudos to you. But at the same time, please know that it will take that much longer. Work with someone. I will come more to the recovery. Right now, we're going to work with the animals. Okay? So everybody, please drink as much water as possible. Be completely hydrated. And Vicky says, how can we beat them at their own game? You cannot. Vicky, again, I will say this. You cannot win. You will not win. You do not play the game. But because your family showed up with the same animals, it indicates that you're learning to play the game. Because especially if it's a parent that you're living with. Because how will you manage? How will you cope? Then you teach yourself to play the game. But you will lose in the end. Nobody wins with a narcissist. There is only one way, absolutely Satri. You have to not just get out, you have to block all ways in which they can get back in touch. This is easier said than done. The whole point of the narcissistic clause in us is that we cannot leave. But leaving is the answer. Very difficult answer. But not only must you leave, you must cut off all forms of communication. You must block them everywhere. Whether it is mother, whether it is father, whether it is sister, brother, whether it is the most charming person you've married, whether it's the most gorgeous person, richest person you're in a relationship with, you've got to cut off. Only then will your healing really begin, although we will also do some work today. Like Dr. Radha says, my mom suffered so much with grandmom. And imagine one's grandmom wishing a grandchild's marriage go bad. I will come to that reason. There's a reason for that. Of course, it has to do with the predator, because basically they can't bear to see anybody happy. It sets them ablaze. It sets them on fire. They will attack with all weapons open. I understand, Punita. For a lot of us, especially when we've spent enough time, we don't even have the energy to leave. We don't have the bandwidth to leave because our brain is so messed up, it cannot even think in terms of leaving. But first, let us work with the animal. Now you know the animal that the predator is, and you know the animal you are. You are the prey. Close your eyes, everybody. Keep your feet uncrossed. Palms facing upward. If it's too much for you to see the two animals in your head, you can keep your eyes open and just sense what is happening. In whatever scene comes up for you, an ancient forest, a forest you know, some trees, barren ground, you will see both yourself as the prey animal and the narcissist as the predator animal. They are on one side, you are on the other side. Nothing is happening right now. And they are probably prowling around you, wanting to get closer to you. They cannot. You are in a bubble. And much as they want to attack this bubble, much as they want to rip apart this bubble, much as they want to tear this bubble, they are not being able to do so. In this bubble where you are as the rabbit, as the deer, as the antelope, as the goat, as the rooster. In this bubble, you are going to start transmuting yourself. When I say transmuting yourself means that you become unrecognizable. Maybe you will become a rabbit on steroids. So you will become this 6-foot rabbit. Maybe you will transmute into a divine being. Maybe you will transmute into the same kind of predator, but you will have a weapon in this bubble. I'm going to repeat, my lovelies. You're going to see yourself in that forest or in that barren land or in that place where the predator is there, but you are in a bubble. And in this bubble, you are transmuting. Maybe you will become a ferocious beast yourself. Maybe you will become Durga Ma. Maybe Lord Shivji will come and maybe Lord Hanumanji will show up. Maybe you will become a gigantic gremlin version of yourself, but you are changing in the bubble. And in the bubble where you are changing, the one thing that you want to be most aware of is your weapon. Which is the weapon in your bubble? Don't write it down, my lovelies. Stay there. You know the weapon. Maybe the weapon is a knife. Maybe it is your claws. Maybe it is a trident. Maybe it is your teeth. But you have a weapon. And once you become one with your weapon, 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 allow the bubble to part and you pounce on the predator with the weapon. The battle will ensue. Let it ensue. You are going to win. It is not a game, my lovelies. It is a battle. Pounce on the predator. Whatever you are feeling, how can I do this? I'm so kind, I'm so good, I'm so amazing. No. If you're dealing with a predator, you got to deal back as a predator. Attack. Destroy and kill. Rip them apart. Sink your teeth into them. Tear them from limb to limb. Leave them gasping for breath. See them dying. With permission, blessings, and grace of Durga Ma, do it. Without fear of any consequence, do it. Next transmutation begins. Now, where you saw them as animals, see them as people. You as a person, but remember you have a weapon. Maybe it's the same weapon as you used before. Maybe it's a different weapon, but transmute into the human form. See them in their human form. See yourself as the human form, but with divine powers, but with a cosmic weapon. Attack, destroy, kill, slash, tear. See them dying. Gitanjali says, I'm afraid. Allow a divine being to come in and do it for you, through you. Let me give you the spiritual reason for this. When we understand the cause of narcissism, you will see, my lovelies, that they too are coming from a space of great suffering, and all they're really doing is transferring that suffering to you. When you set them free, even though I'm using words like attack, destroy, kill, when you set them free, you are also setting their suffering free. Even a predator wants to evolve. And even a predator must evolve, especially human predators. Detach from the outcome. Detach from the outcome. Detach from the outcome. Set them free. Set yourself free. Set them free. Set yourself free. Set them free. Set yourself free. Destroy. Attack. Kill. Leave them there. Whoever are the deities, apsaras, gandharvas, fairies, elves and pixies of that particular area in which you saw the scene played out, they will come to take care of the body. They will come to take care of what's happening with them. You walk back into the bubble with your weapon. See the bubble closing, and the bubble starts flying upwards towards the sky, into the clouds, traveling across lifetimes, traveling across galaxies, traveling across universes, traveling across realities, and coming in here. It is here, this you in the bubble is here right now and traveling towards your heart. Allow it to come in, the bubble bursts in your heart chakra, and that you that did this work enters your heart chakra and starts expanding to fill your entire internal body. Allow her to come in, or him. Allow it to happen. And when it's fully in, when this you inside has expanded upwards and filled your chest, your neck, the back of your neck, the back of your shoulders, your face, your head, and expanded downwards as well into your lower torso, into your thighs, into your calves, into your feet, into the back, into your spine, into the back of your legs. Gently open your eyes, have some water. And Vicky says the cosmic weapon is actually corrective glasses. I wanted them to wear it. Okay, lovely, super. And Vicky says not kill or dismember them. If I kill them, I have to mourn them. Why will you mourn your predator? I'll tell you why, Vicky. I'm not expecting you to give me that answer. The answer exists as to why. Why we will do this, why Gitanjali was scared. I'm coming to the family reason. Just by the way, Vicky, it is not true because your mind got in the way. That if you kill them, you have to mourn them. It's not true. Detach from the outcome, set them free. When Lord Arjuna in Kurukshetra sat there with his head in his hand and said to Lord Krishna, I cannot do this. That is my teacher, that is my uncle, those are my brothers, that is my family. Lord Krishna said, the end is inevitable. Do your duty. And Kulpreet says, I was on a rampage, feeling so light. Very good. Superb. Zeddy says, profoundly interesting. My weapon at the beginning was a huge red heart. I was surprised at first, but when I had to attack, huge claws came out from the red heart, did what was needed. Battle said, lots of fight by Predator. In the end, I killed her. Parul said, strangely, I dreamt of killing so many times, but it never felt calm. But now there is calmness and cooling. Fantastic. Sonal says, out of the world, Predator was a wolf and I saw a snake, saw two predators. In the bubble, I was a dog. In transmutation, got converted into a white tiger. My paws crushed the snake and teeth sliced the neck of wolf. Fantastic. Aparna is feeling calm. Punita says, I was a ferocious dog to the Black Panther. Shiva came as my protector. My weapon was the trident, pierced into the eyes, straight through the spine. Excellent. Yogita says, feeling so powerful and surprising thing, feeling light and divine peace experience. Yes, my lovelies. Because however psychotic, sociopathic, psychopathic the brain has become, there is one part in all of us that always seeks dharma. That if I have done wrong, wrong be done back to me. Seeks the justice and balance. Seeks to be set free from being rakshasas and demons. And Zeddy says, I transformed into a beautiful deity. Wow, beautiful. Deborah says, I was more sorry to see the hard shell of armor I turned into, but smushing him was so easy. Excellent. And Sonal says, after that I took the human form, Durga Ma, angry, holding Trishul in left hand, sword in right hand, and when I integrated into my heart, I saw Ardhanareshwar. Beautiful. Shiv Shakti, Shiv Shakti. Shiv Shakti comes in. Shiv Shakti comes in today. Diana says, I fell asleep, woke up with a part of the heart chakra, feeling strong and powerful. And Punita says, in my human form, the weapon was a hunter, slow death with slashings and finally noose around the neck. In whatever way it takes place, make it take place. Sharmishta says, finally my eagle became big and wise with a fuller chest, and as I pounced on the neck and bleeded the tiger's crown, the tiger became a baby tiger. Very interesting. Malvika says, deeply buried fire got lit, and I'm feeling free and feisty and alive. Excellent. Pat says, I became a warrior with cosmic blaster, vaporized the predator. Punita says, experiencing lower back cramps. Punita, please start sipping water immediately. This is fear. Gitanjali says, kill them, put them in gunny sacks, dumped them. And the rest, the people of the land, the divine beings of the land will do. After that, it's none of our business. Pal says, turned into a giraffe, want to bite, but couldn't, so dropped him and crushed him with my leg, and then gave loud sound. When turned into human form, have Durga Ma's sword in my hand. Fantastic. Absolutely, Siddesh, you will get the recording. Romy says, transmuted into giant Garuda with the Murugun's weapon. Vele vele Muruga. The triangle arrow pierced it right in the middle of the forehead, hurled so far, don't know where the body went. Even better. Sharmishta says, while I expanded in my heart and body, filling myself up, I became a penguin. But does that make you feel good? Pal says, I cried, but have some relief. Also good, because it is overwhelming to do this. Punita says, in between I was feeling guilty till I squashed the emotion. And that again, right? Guilt. I might have to mourn them. I'm doing the wrong thing. I have pain. I have fear. I have sorrow and grief. These are all part of ways in which the predator has ensnared you. Gitanjali says, I felt light too in my bubble. When I rose higher and higher, it was so light and feather-like. Beautiful. Has it come into your heart? Punita says, in my heart, my clothes had changed in pure light, white light of purity running through. Excellent. And Zeddy says, I also just blocked my sister on Messenger, the last way of communication. Thank you. That feels good. Superb. Superb. You know, this too happens, right? When you are cutting off, when you are disengaging, one, you will leave something open. Then when you close that, you'll want to open it again. Because some part of us is deeply trauma bonded. Trauma bonded is an attachment in which we don't know how to function if we are not being treated badly. The longer you have spent time with the predator, the deeper the trauma bonding. Like if somebody started treating you well, started giving you respect, started treating you with kindness and gentleness, you would attack them. Dr. Radha says, I saw Narasimha killing them and angels removing their body. I was a porcupine. Interesting. So you would have in any case had weapons. You'd have had thousands of weapons on your back. And Gitanjali says, Hanumanji was my support. His Gadha was my weapon. Beautiful. Malvika says, I was literally growling and my street dogs were my army. Deeper respect for them. We were a team. And that's why wolf, you had also the sense of wolf, because dogs come from the wolf and fox families. And Suma says, while I was cut off from the call, I felt like I had become a tiger, pounced on her, held her by neck under my paw, then I let go. Why did you let go, Suma? That D is peaceful. And she says, also, I tried to be polite since she's my blood relative, but it's over. Yeah. Do not think your niceness will get you brownie points. Your niceness is only an invitation that they can get more out of you. Punita says, head feels heavy. It is related to this, Punita. Start sipping water, please. Yeah, good. Keep sipping water. And whenever you're putting the water down, please hold your index finger and middle finger together. Anybody else who's having cramps or pain, keep sipping water. When you're not sipping water, hold your index finger and middle finger, your first two fingers, with the opposite hand. And I love, Punita, that you gave a giant kick. Became a molecule far away before disappearing. And Sonal says, I don't feel guilty. I feel the release from the narcissistic energy. Good. Superb. And Siddhesh says, how to recover the damage or it's transmuted. Not yet, Siddhesh. Not yet. Right now, we're just taking our power back. Right now, we're just setting them free and setting ourselves free. Suma says, felt she can be out there on her own and I'm good where I am. I will leave it at that. Gitanjali says, yes, my heart is feeling so much better. I'm breathing easy. I was wearing warrior clothes like Hanumanji. And Sonal also has a dull ache. Sonal, for you as well. Sip water. When you're not sipping water, please hold index finger and middle finger together with the opposite hand. And Anjali says, from a baby bear, I turned into Kali Ma. I just throttled by the neck, swung it around, threw him into nothingness. Fantastic. Fantastic. And Sharmishta says, as a penguin, am I carrying their baggage? Is that your sense, Sharmishta? You could just be a penguin because that could be another one of your animal lifetimes, which was easier for you because penguins mate for life. Penguins have a very strong social structure. And Paro says, light vibrations in the lower back. Yes, there is a reason. I'm coming to the reason. Anything going on in your lower back means you have dealt with a mother or a woman who's a narcissist. And Anjali says, release of so much pent up anger, feeling heat in my neck, ears and head. Let it go. Let it go. Even anger is a trauma bonding. And Kulpreet says, I'm feeling so hungry. Please eat, my love. Please eat. Rhonda says, Predator was a dragon. I was a deer. Turned into a stronger version of me with a trident as my weapon, felt stronger in the bubble. Fantastic. Fantastic. As long as you have attacked, destroyed, and killed, all is good. And Punita says mid-back stiffness and cramps, that is definitely fear. You can leave now. Stiffness and cramps, you can leave now. Stiffness and cramps, you can leave now. Stiffness and cramps, you can leave now. Tightness in the legs, you can leave now. Dull ache, you can leave now. Fears, you can leave now. And Vicky says, isn't the fundamental principle of life change? In my experience, I know people are not fixed products but can change. I know I have changed. What if with time narcissistic people change too? Should we still hold it against them, or should we practice acceptance of bad past and forgive? I will say it again, Vicky, you cannot win. They are not going to change. Little bits and pieces can become easier for you. They will stay who they are. It is also one of life's biggest causes for suffering when we're waiting for someone to change. Because we don't have free will for them. We only have it for us. And in our work, in the word medicine work, in decree work, we do not work on forgiveness unless it has been asked for. We do not assume a higher position of superiority and authority to say, I will forgive you. We don't do that. We do work on self-forgiveness. We never ever send a gift to someone that they have not wanted or asked for. Yes, Paru, please go ahead. That's amazing, Vicky. Change has already happened. But it is not a reasonable goal to look forward to. That's wonderful. That's wonderful if it's already happened. Their karma as a predator is over. And because of our work today, we are making sure that our karma as a prey will get over faster. And Poonam says if left side of the body is affected with trauma and pain, again, indicates the mother, indicates the past, indicates the mother's lineage. And Rhonda says, I did attack and kill. Even with feeling stronger, there is a thought bouncing around. But what if you have become the narcissist? When you live long enough with the narcissist, you will become the narcissist. Because remember, you will also try playing the game. Kyle says, suddenly want to eat, so eating. Good. Feeling like eating is also a feeling, Kyle. Eat. Eat in peace. Drink also. Sometimes our hunger is really thirst. Oh, Vas Angel mentions the sound. Everybody just confirm, is the sound on? Superb. Superb. So I will just ask Vas Angel to reconnect. 1 second. And Kadambari says, I was a dragon with fire. I felt powerful. And Vicky says, I'm waiting now how to overcome the intrusions of past trauma. And this word intrusion, another great word in narcissistic abuse, because their intrusiveness is in all areas of our lives. They want our friends. They want our money. They want our time. They want our attention. They want our energy. They want our children. Might be their children also. But their desire to want gives rise to intrusive, inappropriate behavior, violations, unhealthy boundaries, power games, control games, power tripping, sadism, masochism, all of this. Like it is truly a complex situation, which is why the Resultant trauma is also a complex PTSD. And the air we breathe, absolutely. Absolutely. Soul sucking, right? Draining, because all takers are exhausting beyond the point. But here's the thing about takers, my lovelies. All of us are takers, and I'm using the word very loosely in this context. So I'm using the word takers when it comes to narcissists with another energy. In what I'm about to say now, I'm using it very mildly. I'm using it only for our own understanding and to understand them as well. All children are narcissists. They have to be. All narcissists only think about themselves. A baby doesn't care what is happening. It will howl till it gets its food, its nappy changed, its blanket put. But children are not narcissistic abusers. However, the narcissism of a child, or the way that a child has to be a narcissist. Because if you look at it, why do parents have trouble with their children? Because children ask, because children demand, because children want. The word takers being applied very loosely here, because a parent can look at a child as a taker. Children are not takers. This is what they need. This is what they require. But in their needs, they are narcissistic. Which child is doing something for the parent? Of course, there are children who have done lots. There are children who had to suddenly grow up. At 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, they have had to take on roles for their own responsibility, a parent's responsibility, a sibling's responsibility. I am not addressing that. Children, babies, infants, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, their nature is narcissistic. And Sharmishta says their want is never ending. Did you mean that about narcissists? It's also with children. It feels like their wants are never ending. And especially as a parent who didn't want to have a child, or who wasn't interested in having a child, or who didn't want to give to a child, who didn't want to be there for the child, who didn't want to love the child, who didn't want to care for the child, who didn't have the energy, health, bandwidth, money, support to manage a child, that child becomes a lifelong taker. Because it doesn't matter to the child where it's taking from or how it's taking. Every child has lied. All of us, my lovelies, we have all lied as children. Please take a look. All children have stolen something or the other. Maybe you stole it from the person in school. Maybe you stole it from your sister's piggy bank. Maybe you stole it from your parents' drawers. Maybe you stole it from your grandmother's cupboard. Every child has done this. Because children, by their nature, are animalistic. The humanness develops only after 7. And the humanness takes time to develop till about 28, which is why in our work, healing does not really begin. It's only around the 30, 35 where we start seeing patterns that we get into healing, because the crown chakra is still developing till 28. The crown chakra has the maximum humanity of us. But that child who was not given to, who is continuously behaving now like a tyrannical, bully, dictator child, is the taker. They are children stuck. Remember what I said, my lovelies, there is a spiritual reason for the exercise we just went through. These are people who are so badly traumatized, hurt, pained, and in suffering that they have no choice but to inflict it on others. What do you give most of? You give most of what you have. What do you do to others? What has been done most to you? If you have a lot of money, it's easier to give away some. If you have a lot of love, it's easier to give away some. If you have a lot of books, it's easier to give away some. A taker is a trapped child. A taker is a trapped animal. The animal form you saw them in, that is the form they are stuck and trapped in from thousands of lifetimes. And Vicky says, I stole beautiful colors from my friend's bag and was caught. And most of us got caught also. And then we learned, because dharma, which is a human understanding, animals don't have dharma. An animal will do whatever it does. Is an animal narcissistic? Is a plant narcissistic? Is the sun narcissistic? Is the moon narcissistic? No. They are only doing what they know how to do. As human beings, we are the only ones who have free will and choice. Today we can feed that dog on the street or not. Today we can feed ourselves or not. Animals don't have that choice. The sun doesn't have that choice. It will always burn. A narcissist is a stuck child. A narcissist is a stuck animal. When you destroyed, attacked, and killed, you were setting them free. In whatever way this shows up for them, because that is none of our business. Detached from the outcome. Not only is none of our business, we will never ever have control over it. When a child learns that throwing a tantrum will get me what I want, when a child learns that if I attack my mother, have you not seen these children? Maybe you have these children who start beating the parent, who start hitting the parent. Then either the parent hits back or the parent says, okay, fine, take it. When a child learns that this tantrum, bully, tyrannical, dictatorship, tantrumy behavior will get them what they want, they just continue with it. A narcissist is an immature personality because growth has not taken place. The body will always grow. Emotional growth has not taken place. Mental growth has not taken place. Spiritual growth has not taken place. For those of us stuck as prey in the predator, our growth has also not taken place. Because as a functioning adult, does everybody have their hands and legs? Does everybody have their nose to breathe and eyes to see and ears to hear? There is nothing to stop us from leaving. But we don't. Because somewhere in us as well, a growth has not taken place. And that part of us attracts and that part of us attracts others who are also stuck. You know, whether it is financial immaturity, emotional immaturity, mental immaturity, spiritual immaturity, you know where is the immaturity. For most of us, especially if you're women, it is an emotional immaturity. Which is why a narcissist deserves our compassion, but from a distance. Your complete recovery will only happen when you leave. Everything you are doing right now, some part of you knows that this is me reclaiming me, but some part of you must also know that you're doing this in order to get out of this situation. Will you be ready? Maybe, maybe not. But what can you be before you can be ready? Can anybody tell me? Fantastic, Suma. You can be willing. I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. Because when we are trapped, it doesn't even cross our minds to be willing. We think this is how life is, that I will stay in this situation, but I will do my PLR, I will do my Akashic records, I will do my Reiki, I will do my yoga. No, my lovelies, you will stay there longer. Because deep down inside, each one of us wants to change the narcissist. So we stay in a hope that it will change, but this hope is also an immature hope. It is the hope of a child that says, please God, make Paris the capital of India because that's what I wrote in my exam. Is it going to happen? No. Please God, let me win the lottery and give me $1 million so that I can leave. Is it going to happen? No. Because deep down inside, your desire to leave must be awakened first. I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. If you are in any kind of abusive situation, this prayer decree will start making it easier and organically. So not that you must speak to your lawyer tomorrow, not that you must speak to the cops tomorrow, not that you must file a complaint tomorrow, not that you have to buy a new house tomorrow. Organically, life will step in to start closing this story for you. Your head, because your head is messed up, remember? The complex PTSD is because narcissistic abuse is psychological abuse. Your psyche is disturbed. Therefore, you are not going to think straight. Therefore, your mind will come up with all these thoughts. Oh my God, but what about my child? Oh my God, but what about money? But what about my house? But how will I manage? But how will I go to work? But how? Because the psyche is disturbed. I'll ask again. You'll have your legs, you'll have your hands, you'll have a nose to breathe, you'll have eyes to see, ears to hear. Nothing is impossible. All possibilities exist for you. But I understand, my lovelies, because none of us has been exempt from narcissistic abuse. And all of us have one parent who is narcissistic, if not both. Because all of us have one parent who is more animal than the other. Or both are animals. I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. How do you begin your healing journey? I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. Number 2, once you start, I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am willing, I am willing, I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. You have to find the person you're going to work with. This is a very difficult journey on your own. Even if on your own you have managed to leave and exit, you will need a support system. Let your ego not be so bloated and inflated that you think you're going to manage it, because that is our narcissism. Where you think you are right and therefore don't have to listen to someone else. Pal says, I feel I don't have the courage to leave. It's fine. Don't have it. But you begin with, I am willing, I am willing, I am willing, it will come. In our work, everything happens organically. Everything happens naturally. The universe steps in to make it happen. And Zeddy says, I'm healing for the last 24 years. Because you can see how deep the damage goes, right? We break, my lovelies. Our spirit breaks. Our confidence breaks. Our soul shatters. Our mind breaks. our body then breaks. Because that is what a predator does. They break the prey. They tease and torment and torture to break the prey. And we've all gone through it. And Vast Angel says, indeed, I had it with both dad and stepmom. Suma says, first option available. I jumped to run out. After many times the option would have come. Please also don't build up your own exit in your head. You did not do it the first opportunity. You did it after some time, because, my lovelies, that is the way that our minds function. We don't recognize that we have the right to leave, because all our rights have been away. And when it is a parent who's an active narcissist, because you can have the one parent who's active and the one parent who's inactive. But when you have an active narcissist, truly it doesn't cross your mind that you go. What you will do is start pleasing them. You will start trying to give to them everything that they want and demand and need. But you were never the source and cause of their problems. Therefore, you will never be the solution. That is why you can never win, and you can die trying. Who is the cause? Their relationship with their parents, their relationship with their family. Of course, it is part of our lineage, because our parents and their parents and their parents and their parents and their parents is our lineage. So it is in our lineage, but you cannot do this for your parent. It is not even your job, because it was your parents' job to make sure that you were given what you needed. In the ways that we then did not get what we needed, what we wanted, what was required, some part of us becomes a taker elsewhere. And this happens maximum with girls. Because who is it easier to take from, men or women? Absolutely correct, Parul and Vicky. Women and children. Easiest to take from. The easiest power games to play are the power games to play with women and children. And not that women are not narcissistic. Of course we are. But very, very rarely is the narcissistic abuse perpetuated by women. There are mothers, grandmothers, we've seen them on our call chat here itself. And Vicky says also elderly people, because who are elderly people? Elderly people are children. Have you seen them? They need to be fed, they need to be clothed, they need to be taken to the loo, they need to be sat with, they need to be taken care of. Elderly people become children. And Zeddy says, I needed externally strong and deep sessions. My existence was always overwhelming the healer. So I needed strong and healthy healers. For sure. It is very hard to hear the stories of abuse, like when Kadambari mentioned what was going on. Now, what would a normal, functioning, healthy adult do? You would file a complaint. You would get the law on your side. But it's understandable that even that is scary to do. Because that fear psychosis is part of the control system. That fear psychosis is because our own psychology is so disturbed, it's so frightening to take on the predator. Vast Angel says, in my 40s, my stepmother sadly hasn't changed, and she's not going to, my love. That should not be your goal. Although it is every child's goal that my mother will change. It's every child's hidden desire that my mother will love me, my father will love me, they will be proud of me, they will take care of me, they will say nice things to me, they will finally give me the attention I deserve. And because all of us have had various deprivations, all of us have been takers in someone's life or the other. In some way or the other, we have tried to take. Whether we have tried to take someone's time, whether we have tried to take someone's goodness, whether we have tried to take someone's compliments. Because a narcissist will show up and without any cue or invitation will say things. Yesterday, I came first in my race. In whatever way we do this, sometimes a narcissist will show up with a litany of problems. I have this going on, I have this going on, I have this going on. Why? Because there is the desire that I get something. We've all done it. We all do it in some way. So that part of us which is so helpless that it doesn't know any other way to receive except to take, we will now take a look at that part of us. And that part of us has to answer the question of starvation. A narcissist is a starving, stuck animal. A narcissist is a starving, stuck child. That starving, stuck child that we are attracts narcissists. When you want to change the narcissist, it's really yourself. When you want to help the narcissist, it's really that part of you that you're trying to help. When you want to change the narcissist, really it's that part of you are trying to change. And Vast Angel says, she pretends in front of my other siblings. Sadly, I see through it. And I see through you is the worst thing a narcissist can bear. When you say to a narcissist, I see through you, I know what you're doing, something happens to them. When they're sadistic, they will find other ways to ambush and attack. But the more you say it to a narcissist, I see through you, I know what you're doing, I know the games you are playing, it starts breaking them down. I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. In time, you will have the strength to say it and stand by it. Because when you say it to a narcissist abuser and they begin the abuse cycle, immediately you'll back off, right? Immediately you'll cower. Immediately you'll take back what you said. But I am willing, 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 I am willing. And in time, you will be able to keep saying it. Whatever they say, I see through you. I know what you're doing. I know the game you are playing. They'll try gaslighting, ambushing, randomly bringing up what happened in July 1940. You still say it. I still see through you. I know what you're doing. All right, my lovelies. Our work in the places where we are the stuck, trapped, starving child. Okay? Complete the sentence. I am starving for love, says Gurpreet. What else? Love, freedom, starving for love and peace, starving for attention, starving for support. Go ahead. Love and attention, starving for true love, starving for safety, starving for love and care, starving for a new clean start, starving for acceptance. Break this down a little bit more. What does this look like? Does it look like a hug? Does it look like a kiss? Does it look like food? Does it look like a new house? Does it look like romance? Does it look like compliments? Break it down a little bit more. Starving for recognition. What does that look like? Does that look like praise? Does that look like validation for the good things you've done and the good person you are? Does that look like acknowledgement? What does it look like? Starving for compliments, a hug, validating myself. Starving for truth. Vice Angel, you do come for the decree cause. All you get is the truth. How are you starving for it? What truth are you starving for? Break it down, my lovelies. Because all of these words, which I speak about in our other packages as well, these are very big words. You have to make it reality. What does it mean in reality? What does acceptance mean? What does it look like? Does acceptance mean I will be heard? Does acceptance mean that I will be obeyed? Because that can also be that. What does it look like? Starving for romance, gentleness, peace. What does that look like? Because romance means different things to different people. For some people, it is John Cusack standing with a tape recorder beneath your balcony. For some people, it is a candlelit dinner. For some people, it is listening to old romantic songs. For some people, it is getting verbal affirmation that you are the best. Break it down. So sorry, Kulpreet, you cannot have a starvation for somebody else's change. So your husband becomes responsible. What if he does? But it cannot be your starvation. Starving for kindness. What you could be starving for is that somebody take care of you. That's what you mean by, right? Becomes responsible and be free. Meaning, he'll become responsible towards you and your children. That you can count on somebody's care for yourself. That somebody will provide for you and your children. Break it down, my lovelies, because these are beautiful words, but they will mean nothing unless you know what you are going to ask for in your life. Starving for support, love, safety, security, acceptance. Starving for male support to stand by me, love and care for me. Starving for kindness. Starving for being understood. Starving and heard and understood, meaning it means that I'm heard and understood when I express myself. Sometimes I would be understood before I have to get upset because I'm not. You do know that that was not a very understandable sentence. Starving for consideration, connection through hugs, support by showing up for me. Starving to be understood, starving for praise, starving to be accepted with my strengths and vulnerabilities, starving for justice and love and respect. Starving for dream jobs and invitations to collaborations that pay well. Julie asks, what if you don't think you are starving anymore? Am I just blocked? Is it hiding from me? Possibly. Because if you are dealing with narcissism and the fallout of narcissism, you are definitely starving. And you can also say, I want. Starving for loyalty, starving for cooperation, starving for love, respect, acknowledgement. And Anuja has broken that down. Stop being criticized and made fun of, being taunted, being ridiculed, being humiliated, being insulted. Wants to put an end to that. And that will mean the love and acceptance. Starving for genuineness, authenticity with gestures. Starving for acknowledgement, appreciation, starving for direction, starving for others being honest and having integrity. That means they keep their words. Starving for hugs and conversations, starving for recognizing my worth, starving for being seen and heard where I'm an equal partner and my views count, starving for family, starving for hugs, kisses, ask me all the important, not important decisions at home, meaning I am an equal partner. Care for me, as if have you had your dinner properly, starving for heard and understood, love, respect, safety, support, recognized, feeling important, dream job, and great health. And you can see, Parul, how big that starving list is. Starving for self-acceptance, starving for soothing conversations. Fantastic, my lovelies, fantastic. Some of y'all are already doing work with money and we're using a potent word medicine of comes in and comes in today. Whatever it is that you are starving for comes in today. So let me take an example. Soothing conversations. Soothing conversations comes in. Soothing conversations comes in today. Hugs comes in. Hugs comes in today. Family. Healthy, happy family comes in. Healthy, happy family comes in today. Love comes in. Love comes in today. Acceptance comes in. Acceptance comes in today. Acknowledgement comes in. Acknowledgement comes in today. Appreciation comes in. Appreciation comes in today. Trust comes in. Trust comes in today. Care comes in. Care comes in today. Cooperation comes in. Cooperation comes in today. Support comes in. Support comes in today. Healing comes in. Healing comes in today. Try it. Try it for 2-3 things that you've asked for. Joyous connection comes in. Joyous connection comes in today. Respect comes in. Respect comes in today. Support comes in. Support comes in today. In everything we are asking for, it is what we want, right? And therefore, when there is a human being who's not giving it to us, or any human being is not giving it to us, or the human being that we want it from is not giving it to us, we open our arms and ask for it from the universe. So, love me. Love comes in. Love comes in today. Safety and security comes in. Safety and security comes in today. Safeguard me. Protect me. Protection comes in. Protection comes in today. Protect me. Protect my child. Protection comes in for me and my child today. Bring it in. When we say we have infinite possibilities, those infinite possibilities are all around us. So we just ask for what we want. We're not asking a person. We are asking the universe. We are asking our guardian angels. I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. Love me. Love comes in. Love comes in today. It is impossible that you will not feel a little better and a little lighter. Divine guidance comes in. Divine guidance comes in today. Kulpreet says, I love asking from the universe because that's where we do get it from. Every human being is only a channel for what the universe is sending to us. Love and laughter comes in. Love and laughter comes in today. Joyous me. Joyful me. Joy me. Enjoy me. Love and laughter comes in. Love and laughter comes in today. Attention comes, positive attention, Gitanjali, because you are getting attention. Narcissists are giving you attention to take from you. You are getting a lot of attention. Positive attention comes in. Positive attention comes in today. Healthy attention comes in. Healthy attention comes in today. Grounding comes in. Ground me. Root me. Center me. Anchor me. Grounding comes in. Grounding comes in today. But hang on, my lovelies, there's another set. The set is incomplete. Financial security comes in. Financial security comes in. Financially secure me. Financial security comes in. Financial security comes in today. Positive acknowledgement. Positively acknowledge me. Positive acknowledgement comes in. Positive acknowledgement comes in today. Support me. Support comes in. Support comes in today. Divinely love me. Divine love comes in. Divine love comes in today. Now, when something is coming in to your cupboard, you have to arrange something in the cupboard, or you have to take out something from the cupboard. Yes? So what is it that goes out of the cupboard? What will go out when financial well-being comes in? What will go out when divine love comes in? What will go out when support comes in? Superb. Whatever this is the entire set. And I'm just going to write it down. First of all, I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. So I'm using the example of love. So love me, love comes in, love comes in today. Starvation goes out. Obstruction goes out. Obstruction goes away. Financially secure me. Financial security comes in. Financial security comes in today. Poverty mindset goes out. Poverty mindset goes out today. Absolutely. Obstruction goes out today. Problems goes out today. Blockages goes out today. Goes out today. But what is coming in? I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. Laughter comes in today. But what will go out when laughter comes in, Gitanjali? But what will go out? Send that out as well. Make room in your life. Make room in your cupboard. Understanding and respect for my son comes in. Understanding and respect for my son comes in today. So but what will go out? Disrespecting my son goes out. Sadness goes out. Sadness goes out today. Disrespecting my son goes out. Disrespecting my son goes out today. Emptiness goes out. Emptiness goes out today. Somebody give me the full set for yourself. Lack goes out. Feeling of lack goes out today. Heal me, because the first word, Paru, this is for you. The first four letters in the word health is heal. So heal me. Health comes in. Health comes in today. Pain and illness goes out. Pain and illness goes out today. I am willing, 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 I am willing. So it is a decree set of something me, which comes in today. Something goes out today. I'm willing, I'm willing, I'm willing. So it is a set of 6 decrees. Deborah says, fear, self-doubt, financial difficulties go out today. Love comes in, money comes in today, happiness and laughter comes in today. I'm willing, I'm willing, I'm willing. And you can see, Deborah, there's too much in that. There's clutter in this decree. Each one has to be written separately. Each one has to be spoken separately. Otherwise, we are looking at greed. Because the result of starvation is that we become greedy. All narcissists are greedy. And all of us have been greedy at some point, and all of us are greedy for something. And Vicky says, how can loans go out? Vicky, get out of your head. You are giving the decree for it. So you see what happens next. Either you will get the opportunity to sort out your loan, or your loans will not feel so heavy. Some ease will come in. ZD says, blessings arrive. So bless me. Blessings comes in today. Scarcity goes out. Scarcity goes out today. I'm willing. Yes, but give me the set of 6, my lovelies. Give me the full set of 6. Yes, Anuja, go for it. Love me. Love comes in. Love comes in today. What will go out? Send it out and say, I am willing. Alina says, how to get a house? What is stopping you from getting a house? What is in the way? And just by the way, my lovelies, when in the flow of a conversation you have a disruptive question, it comes from a narcissistic part of us. But Alina, let's answer your question anyway. What is in the way of you getting a house? Finances. So how would you use the work we are doing? And Zofia says financial debt. So Zofia, from whatever you've understood, how will you do it using word medicine? So ZD, this is also right, because narcissists also take money. Someone keeps my money hostage. That's a narcissist. Linda, thank you so much for phrasing it like that. No, my love, it is only an audio call. When we do very deep clearing work, then we only do it on an audio, because on a visual call, it's very easy for energies to be absorbed by others. It is harder to do so on a audio call. Anjali says, pamper me. So what will go out, Anjali? And I'm willing. And Zeddy says, should I do what we did before with the Noya Narcissus? Go for it. Sonal says, pain goes out today. Health comes in today. I'm willing. Heal me. So it's a set of 6. You've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heal me. You can also choose just one out of these. But it's great fun when you do the full set. Yes, like Julie's done, unworthiness goes out. Self-acceptance comes in. I'm willing. Compassion me. Compassion comes in. Compassion comes in today. Judgment goes out today. I'm willing. And Gitanjali, that's the set of 6. Linda says, how do we deal with a narcissistic behavior? So from the start to the to the next and last part of our call, there are ways in which we are dealing with narcissistic behavior. If we have the support and our psyche has that stability and strength, ideally you would not deal with a narcissist. You would leave a narcissist. You would get out and you would block all forms of communication with a narcissist. Whatever they do, if you require legal help, you should get legal help. If you require the law to come in, then you must get the law to come in. But I am willing is the start of healing gigantic traumas and relationships. The last part of our work, Sonal, where is your set? Yeah, so Sonal, for you, it will, the me part is missing. So what is the opposite of pain? So heal me. Heal me. Pain goes out today. Great health comes in today. I'm willing. And it's done. Okay. Last part of our calls, my lovelies. Anytime that we are dealing with relationship traumas, that we are stuck and trauma bonded with a person, I think everybody is familiar with the law of attraction, where something in me is attracting this person in my life. And when we have a narcissistic parent, we continuously keep attracting other narcissists, hoping that this time around the story will be different, because we are also children stuck and trapped and starving. Name dropping, which is a very unique way of working with relationships, it has to do with the understanding that somebody's name carries a lot of energies. Even though they are who they are, their name in your life means certain things. And therefore, name dropping is when you drop those energies. In trauma bonding, the first set of the exercise, I am willing. The next set of the decrees that we've done, and finally, some amount of name dropping. Now, name dropping does not change a person. Name dropping changes the relationship that you have with this person, because that person is not changing. But because you're letting go of the trauma bonding, they start behaving with you in a different way. And name dropping is as simple as you take somebody's name and you say, thank you. There are 7 ways to name drop, but we are going to do the simplest one. And the simplest one is thank you. So thank you. Yes, absolutely, Poonam. It heals hidden unknown issues in the relationship. Or did you mean that for the other technique that Satpreet mentioned? And again, Satpreet, this is a narcissistic behavior. Nothing required for you to bring in a disruptive statement, but you did. So in the many ways that we do this, in the many ways that we are unaware of our own narcissism, because it's subtle, it's not as overt as a narcissistic abuse. When you start working and breaking away from narcissistic abuse and narcissism seriously, these awarenesses will also come to you. Okay? Thank you and name. And Wax Angel says, I use daily thank you. Name dropping has helped me a lot with difficult people. It does. It is absolutely. It is a complete transformer. Yes, Dedi. You would do it like that. 6 times for a woman and 8 times for a man. Absolutely, Diana, because you're familiar with word medicine. Oh, no. You can. You can. Please go ahead and add it. Gitanjali, you have got the full set. It's great. Fantastic. Yes, very much so. Fantastic. So we've got various. Are we thanking? So we are not thanking. In word medicine, thank you is not of gratitude. Swa, don't put thank you as separate. Use thank you as one word. Yes, Sonal, this is absolutely correct. No, Swa, if you do thank and you as separate, it will become gratitude. So, Vicky, in decree work, in word medicine, when you use thank you as one word, you're only claiming the energies of the word thank you. We're not saying gratitude to the person. The energies of the word thank you start replacing the toxicity that is in this particular relationship, which is defined by the name of the person. And Linda says, what do we say when we know we will be with a narcissist tomorrow? Definitely you will say this. You will say thank you. And you will also prepare before, because you never study for an exam on the day of the exam. So you start preparing before. How does it make you feel when you think about being with the narcissist tomorrow? What is coming up? Yes, Sonal. Thank you as one word. Yes, Zeddi. Thank you as one word. No, Gitanjali. Thank you as one word in capitals. And put the exclamation mark after the name as well. And you will see, for everybody who is doing this, Romy, now you have given gratitude. Now it may not work. So you will just say thank you as one word. So Parul says, frustrating comes up. Okay, let it come up and send it out. Frustrating goes out. Frustrating goes out today. I'm willing, I'm willing, I'm willing. Thank you. Take the name of the person who's frustrating you. And Linda says fear of his bad behavior and anger and his willingness to only talk about himself. If it's, may I ask, Linda, why do you have to meet this person? But he's my son-in-law. Oh, so sorry. And Julie says, unfrustrate me. It works, but you have put everything in capitals, so it will work lesser. Only put the UN in capital and do the frustrate after that. And Suma says, as I was using thank you for a couple of difficult people around, my knees feel warm and heat coming out. Warmth can sometimes be embarrassment, sometimes shame, but heat is always anger. And Diana says, is saying it enough? It's enough. Writing is great fun, but saying it is enough as well. Yes, Vicky. Thank you, Adi. And you'll say thank you because you're writing it down, Vicky. When you're saying it, you're not saying it in capitals. When you're writing it, you'll put thank you as in caps. You'll say Adi, and you will put A exclamation mark. Thank you, tramp. Okay. See how it's making you feel to say it. Is there some ease around this? Like for you, Linda, you have to meet your son-in-law tomorrow. So first of all, fear goes out. Fear goes out today. Ease comes in. Peace comes in today. Ease and peace. I'm willing, 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 I'm willing. And just say thank you with his name, Linda, 8 times. And just see how it makes you feel. And you tell us how tomorrow goes. Thank you for saying that, Diana. Thank you. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for practicing. Thank you for being here because, every time we all meet, we've come for ourselves, but when we show up, then we're also there for each other. And no healing happens like the healing when there are more than 2 people. Like maximum healing takes place in a group. And Vicky says, I drop you willingly. Go ahead. Yeah, but do one name at a time, Vicky. 6 times for a woman, 8 times for a man. Carol says, feel like a family meetup. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Yogita. And that is the work you have done. And of course, all the work that you have done, because nobody ever does only one work. The decrees are just, of course, I will say it as well, but they are a blessing in my life too. And I know the results that they bring. So Yogita, you have done the work. The credit is all yours. All the work that you have done, whichever work you do, all of yours. So one of the things that happens in narcissistic abuse is one of the fallouts of narcissistic abuse is clutter. And narcissists themselves are either emotionally cluttered or mentally cluttered. In narcissistic abuse, the ones who are being the prey have physical clutter, but clutter happens. So on 30th, we are going to be doing a call on clutter and what it means. If you have a lot of pain in your life, and all pain also comes from trauma and unresolved abuse, pain and clutter are very closely linked. Clutter means money will not come. Because clutter means you are now hiding, you are now invisible because you're trying to be invisible, right, to the predator. So the habit of clutter begins. So on 30th, we will do a call on what clutter is and what it's doing to our money. And finally, because this call is actually part of a money package, when we're dealing with narcissism, including our own, when we're dealing with a narcissist, because they are taking our energy and our bandwidth, they are taking our time and our attention, that much lesser to put towards making money, earning money. Then all we want is to just get money, that somehow somebody take mercy on me and gives me money. Then we start begging for money. We become beggars, and beggars don't become rich like that, right? Although there are some exceptions to the rule, but beggars don't become rich. And therefore, when we have narcissism or are dealing with a narcissist, our money flows start dwindling, dying down, sometimes stopping completely. The more the trauma, the lesser the ability to get money. And Paru says, along with clutter, can oversleeping habits be part of hiding or being invisible? Yes, very much so. We could be oversleeping out of avoiding. We could also be oversleeping out of depression. The other thing that happens, because narcissists and narcissism brings about a tendency to lie and inflate things. I'm so amazing. I am so great. I'm so good. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. That inflatedness also starts blocking money, because in the inflatedness, we will end up lying to ourselves. When we've dealt with a lot of narcissistic abuse, there will be a tendency to believe you are right. It's very hard for a narcissist to receive feedback. But when we've been dealing with a narcissist, it also becomes hard for us to receive feedback. So in our head, we also start making ourselves right about a lot of things. Because that rightness could be a lie in our heads, then we are not in dharma, and that also starts blocking money. That also starts stopping money. All of us have narcissism, my lovelies. Only the degree varies. All of us are not narcissistic abusers, because then you wouldn't come on this call. But narcissism is definitely something we're dealing with. Small ways, right? Maybe, like I remember a superstar's wife on a public show went on to say that it's so annoying, he can't pass a mirror without looking at himself, adjusting his hair, turning to pose, looking at his profile left and right. It's so annoying. And it is annoying, because when you're in whatever way the narcissism shows in that moment, it is all about them. It's about narcissist and his reflection in the river. So small ways. Or we are having this conversation and suddenly you ask something completely unrelated. How do I color my book? Something unrelated. Basically, anything that makes you want to grab attention for yourself, anything that makes you want to take away from the flow that is already happening, because even at a party, we could have people who just show up in the middle of it all, and we are talking about something, we're talking about the sun and the moon and the beauty of earth, and somebody will suddenly show up to say, yesterday my mother-in-law got me a sari. So wherever we try to be disruptive, because we would like that attention, we would like that time, we would like people to look at us, that part of us can only grow up in awareness. And when you speak the language of the decrees, awareness comes in today, comes in now, comes in immediately. You keep that awareness going, and we will see each other again on 30th. Everybody's invited. Get your family, get your friends, and let's do a call on clutter and the dangers of living with clutter. Whether you're living with emotional clutter, mental clutter, spiritual clutter, financial clutter. Financial clutter is when you're indecisive about either buying something or hiring something or paying for something. Financial clutter is where we have no clarity on how to treat money, where money becomes a very simple black and white. Oh, this is coming, this is the bill to pay. I want this money because this is the bill to pay. And it doesn't reach wealth creation or wealth management, where we only start thinking about savings and not investments. So money work will continue on our next call on 30th as well. And Pal says, yes, I do sometimes, making it. We all do, my love. We all do. At some point or the other, we all do it, but we've got to be mindful. You do it in a place where you can do it. You do it where it was allowed. You do it where it will be received. And Gitanjali says, my home is so full of clutter, I have inflammation. Yes. And they're all connected. Everything's connected, and it is connected to the unresolved trauma coming from living with narcissistic abuse. Remember, my lovelies, narcissistic abuse doesn't give rise to PTSD, it gives rise to CPTSD, complex PTSD. Begin working with someone. Be willing to leave this relationship. Be willing at whatever point to walk out and completely close down all communication and access to the narcissist. In your head, please don't let your hope and ego take you to a point where you think you will save them or that you will change them. You cannot win this game, so you must not play it. You play the healing game. And with whatever you enjoy healing, work with someone. The first stage of healing is when you're able to express yourself. Whoever it is, a therapist, a counselor, a psychologist, I'm not asking you to take medication, but if you're living with a lot of panic attacks and anxiety attacks, please be open to medication as well. But start speaking. Even if all you're speaking is what your mother-in-law, sister, mother, father, husband, brother, uncle, neighbor did today, it's okay. Begin. Take your journey seriously. Why should you take your journey seriously? Because, my lovelies, we're all here to fulfill the potential of us. In trauma and abuse, that potential is never fulfilled. That potential keeps dying out. You came here to be the best of you. Be the best of you. The best of you comes in. The best of you comes in today. I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. It was so amazing to see you all, my lovelies. Catch you all again on the 30th, and I will ask you how you've been doing. 30th is barely a week away. I will ask you how you are, what you got to practice. So come along and tell us as well. And keep an eye open for the changes that are taking place between you and the narcissist, however tiny those changes are. Keep an eye open. If you're in touch with me on email, let me know. If you're in touch with me on the Telegram group, let me know. Let everybody know. It will motivate, inspire, and give others hope as well. Big love, big hug. Namaste from India.